Welcome back, everyone. I'm John.
This is Lewis.
And we are Two Dudes Talking 80s. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit different for us today. Lewis decided to come out to Los Angeles for his birthday. Happy birthday, brother. And we decided we'd look around, do a little bit of a road trip and look at some iconic 80s locations. Could be where things were filmed, events took place, but we thought we'd start out here in Santa Clarita. And we are, believe it or not, the movie The Lost Boys, one of my all-time favorites. Yes, most of it was filmed in Santa Cruz, but the iconic scene on the bridge actually took place in Santa Clarita. And we are standing right here I'll flip you guys around. And yes, that is the iconic bridge for The Lost Boys. For those that have seen the movie, and I'm assuming most of you had, this is the location where David and his group of vampires, one of which was Marco, played by Alex Winter later of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure fame. They take Michael to this bridge in an effort to get him to become one of the vampires in their pack, and they eventually hang off this bridge, which was also filmed here, and you see Michael finally falling, and then he wakes up the next day. So yes, this is the bridge. The cool thing about this is that I turn this around. As you can see in the background, this is actually, that is Six Flags Magic Mountain. Another 80s icon, because Six Flags Magic Mountain played the part of Wally World and National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase. So yes, we can go right from National Lampoon's Vacation, and we're back at Lost Boys. So, pretty cool, huh? So our next location is the apartment complex of Daniel LaRusso and the Karate Kid. Yes, the South Seas apartment complex. As you can see, it pretty much looks the same as it did in the movie, which is really cool. We don't find a lot of these places still look the same, but yes, Daniel LaRusso lived here. And this is the rear of the apartment complex, where Mr. Miyagi actually had his work shed, which didn't actually exist when they made the movie. They used a vacant carport and utilized that to build his workspace. Kind of cool. One of the few things that still looks the same. So Lou, where are we at now?
We are at a very iconic house, the house of Brad and Stacy Hamilton, from none other than Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This is the house where the infamous, absolutely infamous scene with Phoebe Cates in the backyard coming out of the pool was filmed, and this is it as it stands today in 2022.
So this is Baroni's restaurant. It used to be a German restaurant, and this is where Mark Ratner and Stacy Hamilton had their date in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And even though it's not 80s, but it's still awesome, this is the location where they filmed the last Dundie Awards for The Office. So this is now Candles, Crystals, Mystics. I don't know what this is, but this location used to be the dojo for, yes, the Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid Dojo. If you watch the series later on, the Cobra Kai series, at one point they say, hey, meet me at Lancashire and Magnolia, and this is actually located at Lancashire and Magnolia in the city of North Hollywood. So this was the old Cobra Kai Dojo. Interesting piece of history for you 80s fans, and wish it looked more like a dojo in this day and age, but it's still standing, and that's part of the battle. All right, Lou, why are we staying at a 7-Eleven?
Because this is a 7-Eleven that they use in the movie Say Anything.
You're absolutely right. So at the conclusion of Diane Court and Lloyd Dobler's date, they walked through the 7-Eleven in North Hollywood, even though the movie was supposed to take place in Seattle. And they walked through the parking lot. Lloyd sees some glass on the sidewalk or in the on the street, kicks it over so Diane can walk through, and she absolutely loved the gesture, and that's kind of why she fell in love with Lloyd Dobler. So another part of our 80s history. And right across the street from the 7-Eleven is North Hollywood Park. In the movie Say Anything, you would have seen John Cusack standing over here with his boombox overhead. It would be playing Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes. Yes, it looked like he was just across from Diane's place, but he actually was in North Hollywood Park. So the last location we're going to be hitting today is probably the most important one to me, and this is Musonia School of Music. This location here is the location where Randy Rhoads was the guitar instructor here. His mother Dolores owned this place for many years. His brother Kelly now owns it, and Randy was teaching here up until he got the gig with Ozzy Osbourne, though he continued to teach when he came back on his breaks. He had about 150 students when he left for Ozzy, kept about 50, and he'd come back and teach them when he returned. And a little bit of history as well. The guitar instructor who replaced Randy Rhoads at this location was none other than George Lynch, of course the lead guitar player for Dokken. So a very important place for me, for Lewis, and very important place for 80s history. And it looks really the same as what it did back then when Randy was still teaching here.